Hey everyone, this is Max at MaxCTCG. Thanks for joining me in another video. So in this video, we got some new Madolche support coming out, so I'm excited to check that out. I know the most basic gist of Madolche and what some of the cards do, but I don't know like the combos off the top of my head. I'm like a huge fan of the deck, but I do think it's cool. It's fun, I think, when we have different art types that can get different type of people into the game, and I think Madolche is kind of one of those. But overall, I'm excited to see the new support. I did hear that it's really good, but I haven't read through it yet, so let's check it out. Alright, so we have Madolche Queen Tiara A-La-Fraise. I probably said that wrong. Attack 2600, defense 2500. Earth rank 5 fairy XYZ effect monster. 3 level 5 Madolche monsters. Once per turn, you can also exceed summon Madolche Queen Tiara A-La-Fraise, only using Madolche Queen Tiramisu you control. Transfer its materials to this card. First effect, once per turn, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card and target up to 2 Madolche cards in your grave, shuffle them into the deck, and if you do, shuffle that many cards your opponent controls into the deck. If this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent and sent to the grave, returns the extra. So overall, first card is seeming really good. I like that it kind of has that overlay exceed material that we've seen in other strategies like DDD and things like that. You can kind of use their boss monster to go into this card. It has a solid quick effect. You have to target the 2 Madolches in your grave, but you don't have to target the cards you're shuffling back for your opponent, so that's cool. And it also recurs itself back to the extra deck when destroyed by your opponent, but it does have to be destroyed, so if it does go another way, it would be stuck in the grave. But still a really solid card and cool. You get to kind of recycle it and then possibly resummon it, so you maybe get to reuse the same card multiple times. But overall, it seems like a really solid card, and I think it seems really strong. Next we have Madolche Mewgnard Meowcaron, attack 2300, Earth Link 3 Beast Link effect monster. And we have 3 downward pointing arrows, and it's 2+ effect monsters, including a Madolche monster. You can only use the first second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If this card is link summoned, add 1 Madolche card from your deck to your hand. Second effect, you can target 1 monster in your graveyard. You cannot activate non-Madolche monster effects for the rest of this turn. Also, special summon 1 Madolche monster from your hand, and if you do, shuffle the target into the deck. Again, this seems like a solid card, depending on how easy it is for Madolche to go into it. I feel like they can pretty easily summon a lot of cards, and they get to their Link 2 plays pretty easily and their exceeds. So I feel like they can get to this, and the way this card's kind of synergy works together is that you can add any Madolche card to your hand. So you could potentially get to some of your other cards that you might be missing if you already have monsters that you need, or you could search a monster, and then shuffle one of your monsters from your grave back into the deck, and then special summon the Madolche out of your hand and keep extending. So that seems pretty cool. I like that aspect of it and the kind of the way it synergizes, but it does lock you into only activating Madolche monster effects for the rest of this turn. But from what I've seen, Madolche doesn't really use a lot of other monsters. They seem a little bit more pure in the way their deck's built and the monsters they summon. So I don't really think that's an issue. So overall, this card feels really good, but without knowing the combos and how easy it is to summon and how it's going to work, I'm not sure. But so far, from what I'm reading, kind of everything for this card to be good is there. All right, and the last card, we have Madolche Dessert. I think the first one I finally said right. Normal Trap. You can only use one of this effect of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. The first effect, target 2 effect monsters on the field, including at least 1 Madolche monster. Return those effect monsters to the hand or extra deck. Then you can special summon 1 Madolche monster from your hand or extra deck with attack equal to or less than the return monster's original attack. And second effect, if an Madolche card is returned from your graveyard to the deck and your extra deck while this card's in your grave, you can attach this card to one or exceed monsters you control's material. So again, it seems like a solid card. I know they have another good trap card. I don't know what it does off the top of my head. So we'll have to see, does this compete with this? Is this better? That can make a big difference on this is playable, but it is kind of like a way of recurring one of your resources to your hand, one of your opponents, and then in grave, when you trigger your Madolche cards, which pretty much they always do when they return from grave to deck or extra deck, then you could attach this to another monster to get more potential negates on the new exceed or other cards. So I think that's pretty cool. So overall, seems like a solid card. It is a trap, so it's probably a 1 of if played, and we're gonna have to see, does this compete with the other Madolche trap. So what I'll do is actually I'll look up that Madolche trap right now, and then I'll cut back and let you guys know if I think this competes or not. We have Madolche Promenade. That was the one I was thinking. These are actually very similar. This one is just a bounce with 2 effect monsters. The other one is, a negate. So we kind of got to see, maybe it depends on the meta if you play one or the other, maybe side deck one, maybe you just play both. And they both have another similar effect where you can use the card engrave to attach another card or itself. I think they're a little different on how they work, but very similar premises. So I'm not sure this card will replace it. An effect negation is very solid, but so is a removal. So I think it just kind of depends maybe on the meta and which will get played. But overall, these Madolche cards look really solid. I think they will help the deck out a lot. And I know Madolche have been a kind of fan favorite for a long time for people that play it. So excited to see them get even more support and be more playable. And if you're a big Madolche fan, let me know what you think of these cards. Like I said, from what I've seen, I think they're solid, but without knowing the intricacies of the cards and the combos, it's a little hard to see exactly how good they are. So if you have that insight and want to let me know in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, and I'll see you there.